free. Please remember to participate. We want to hear your voices. We want to know what you guys are thinking, how you're feeling. If you have questions, you are more than welcome to drop them in the chat, unmute, raise a hand, however you feel comfortable. But we do want you guys to make the best of your time tonight. And we know that the best way to do that is by participating. And we want to make sure that you allow the opportunity for growth. We want to make sure that at the end of our time together, you feel that you have grown in some type of way, whether it's in knowledge of hospitality and travel, whether it's the way that you participate, your confidence in how you interact with others and speak, whatever it may be for you, whatever personal goal that you are setting for yourself, we just want to make sure that we help assist in that process. With that being said, I will hand it over. You guys have the privilege of being able to hear from our founder and CEO of S.O.A.R, who's going to take charge of tonight's session. So make sure you guys are ready, notebooks out, phones out, however you jot down notes. Be ready to engage as I stop sharing so that she's able to get her slides together. I want to introduce to you our founder and CEO of S.O.A.R, Miss Rosetta Mendoza.
Now she went with the
Whoa, she went with
Mendoza.
Rosetta
Look
and
at me.
Mendoza.
I love it.
Beautiful.
You
I
see how nice
love
it
it.
flowed? And when people do that to me, I go, I get it,
Yeah.
because you were there for
It
that.
flowed right into it. Absolutely
She's
fabulous.
been knowing me since 3, so I'm gonna let that one be, that's a friendship, that's a
Just
sisterhood thing. So
cut that part out of the recording for Leon.
yes. And she said my whole government name too,
I sure
Rosetta.
did. I'm
Lord
sorry,
have
y'all.
mercy. All right. Thank you, Chastity, for that amazing introduction, and good evening, scholars. I am so very honored and excited to be here with you all tonight. We are talking about one of my very favorite topics, travel and tourism, and I am so happy to get started. As Miss Chastity mentioned, I am Rosie McCamry, also known as the founder and CEO of S.O.A.R Hospitality and Travel, also known as the founder and CEO of Let's S.O.A.R Training Services LLC, also 21-year servicewoman in the United States Air Force, also councilwoman here in my city of Roselle, New Jersey. And so I wear many hats, also a mother, a wife, a friend, a sister, all the great things, all the hats that we women wear. And I'm an avid traveler. I love to travel. Anytime that I get a chance to travel, I just traveled to Cyprus, which is a country over in the Mediterranean on the western border of Asia. But it is a UK, it's part of the UK territory. And I got a chance to teach while I was there. It's some of our military constituents. And I got to teach them professional development. So I'm so excited because it's something that I'm passionate about. I love to educate, I love to teach, I love to travel. So to be able to merge all of that together and do that full time is just phenomenal. So I hope you all are in for a treat, or I hope you all are excited because you are in for a treat tonight. We are going to be talking about the world of travel and tourism. And so as I get my slides together for you, yes, I'm going to continue to share. Okay, can everyone see my slideshow? My presentation? Can I get a thumbs up if you can see
Yes.
it? Just want to make sure we're all
Yeah.
on. Okay, awesome.
Put a
Excellent.
one in the
All right.
chat.
Yes. Um, So we're talking about travel and tourism today, everyone. And for those of you who have been with us for our business and entrepreneurship series, some of you all got selected to participate in our upcoming travel and tourism experience of going to Costa Rica for our international internship this coming summer. And so this is really going to tie very much into that experience and what to expect and what to know before you go, right? So I'm very excited about this, but I want to know from you all before we get started, before we get into some of the objectives and some of what we're going to talk about today. Tell me what your definition of travel and or tourism is. You can tell me travel, you can tell me tourism, you can tell me both. What is your definition of travel and tourism?
For me, I feel like traveling is just going somewhere you don't like usually go, like somewhere like outside your house, outside from like places you usually visit. And then tourism is, well, people who aren't native to that specific area coming and visiting to experience like the culture, the food, the people, and like all that.
Yes, very, very good. It's an excellent opening. Thank you, Michael. Anyone else? Anyone else want to chime in? Travel and or tourism. What is your definition when you think of that? All right, and let me start picking on people. Come on, this is an open, engaging class tonight. We're going to have some fun with this. You're going to get to do a nice, fun activity. So let's get started with the engagement aspect. So, what do you think about travel and tourism? Nicole, what do you think?
I think Mike already said it, but traveling is basically going somewhere new and like learning new things and also like understanding the culture there.
Okay, okay, good. Anybody else? Anyone else have anything different to add? So let me ask you something, Nicole. Did you go to school today?
No,
No? Oh, okay. Well, when you go to school, you leave your home, right? What are you doing at that point? When you leave your home, you're going from point A to point B. What is that considered?
transportation.
Yep. And you're traveling, right? So you're traveling from point A to point B. So that it doesn't necessarily have to be a place of the unknown. It could be just everyday lifestyle, right? You travel from home to school, you travel from home to work, you travel from home to friend's house, right? So traveling can encompass so many different avenues and facets. Tourism, though, um, and yes, it can. We can travel abroad, and what does that mean when I say travel abroad versus traveling locally? What do I mean by that? And you guys are about to experience that. So, what does that mean when I say traveling abroad versus traveling locally, like to your neighborhood store or to your school or to your job or to your friend's house? What does it mean by traveling abroad?
Traveling abroad is going out of your area and out of like the country, while like traveling locally is in your area.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You hit it right on hit the nail right on the head. Anybody else? Thank you, Nicole. One more. Let's
There's
see who we have in the classroom.
oh, my bad.
Naina, I'm sorry, did someone say something? Okay. What do you think about traveling, Naina? One of our
Travel.
scholars from our business and entrepreneurship series, as is Michael Calero and Nicole Chen. Yes, returning scholars. So what do you think when you think of travel and or tourism?
For traveling, I think it's like somewhere you get out of your house and just like kind of like have fun, relax and stuff, and
Okay,
like
yeah.
explore new cultures and stuff.
Yeah, I like that word relax. So when you travel, you think of relaxing, right? See, no one said that. I like that. Yes, absolutely. I love to relax when I travel.
Yeah.
Anyone else before we move forward? What do you like to do when you travel? Hannah, what is it that you like to do when you travel?
When I travel, I like to explore, discover new things, food,
Uh-huh.
culture, like different restaurants, different hotels.
Okay. Okay. Me too. Me too. So we're gonna travel today, guys. We're gonna do some virtual traveling. All right. I don't give you all of it, but we're gonna have some fun today, and we're gonna talk a little bit more about this. All right. So let's get right into it. So our objectives for tonight are here on the screen. We're going to understand the key components of careers and within the travel and tourism industry. We're going to analyze the impact of tourism and how it impacts or how it sort of it registers as it pertains to the economy, the culture, the environment, how it connects, right? Learning the effectiveness of customer service techniques and how it's important and why it's so important. Critical thinking, right? What to know before you go. I said it earlier, but it's very important. You ever hear on the train in New York City, if you see something, say something. This is not that, but it's a similar sort of montage or statement. know before you go, right? Always know where you're going. Always be aware. Oh, when you're traveling, you always want to be alert and just aware of your surroundings, especially when you're in new environments where you don't know people and you don't know the culture, or you may not understand, various aspects of wherever it is that you're traveling to. So you want to know before you go. So critical thinking and problem solving and making sure that you understand how to get in and out of situations, right? And then developing skills to explore different destinations, understanding airport codes. When I was in high school, and Chef Dre, Professor Chef Dre, can attest to this because he and I went to high school, a travel and tourism magnet high school. And we had to learn, as a part of the curriculum for us, we had to actually learn how to read airport codes. So we're going to go through a little bit of that today. Does this sound good? All right, who wants to read this for me? What is travel and tourism? We talked a little bit about it, but here is the official definition of it. Hi, Malia. Welcome. I think I saw Olivia. Hi. I believe I saw Olivia. Hi, Eliana. Olivia, I just want to make sure I'm seeing and saying hi to everyone. I called out Hannah, Nicole, Michael, Nana. All right, awesome. I think we're missing Harlem and Steven, but hopefully they'll join us a little bit later. So who wants to read this definition of travel and tourism?
I could read it.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Travel and tourism refers to the activities of people traveling to and staying in places outside of their usual environment for leisure, business, or other purposes. It encompasses a wide range of activities, services, and industries associated with travel, such as transportation, accommodation, attractions, and hospitality.
Excellent. Nicole, you hit it on the head when you mentioned transportation. That is absolutely a part of traveling, right? How do you get from point A to point B other than your feet if you don't have the transportation to take you where you want to go, right? So we're going to talk a little bit about that. So let's talk a little bit about some components of travel and tourism. These are some areas. Nicole mentioned one already. One very significant one is transportation. Accommodation is another, right? Where are you staying? Okay. How are you coordinating that? Who's coordinating that for you? Who's accommodating you? Who's helping you with that process of figuring out where you're staying when you get there? So you're transported wherever you're going, but then where are you staying, right? Travel agencies are essentially that component that will help you with that, right? You have um I'm trying to think of a travel agency. I know Priceline, they're not necessarily, they're considered sort of like a hub for all things travel, right? But they also have a component that you can speak with a live person and they can actually help you plan your trip. And that's exciting. Like I actually, to plan our trip to Costa Rica and to purchase our tickets, which I've just done, I went through Priceline. And I went through their travel agent, and they actually helped and supported me with obtaining the tickets that we needed to travel to Costa Rica. Tour operators. So when you think of a tour operator, anyone from New York City, when would you ever see a tour operator? Or if you've ever traveled outside of your familiar zone or your familiar area, where would you have seen a tour operator?
Would you see one like those big zoos?
The big who?
Those like big like safari like zoos?
Yeah, yeah. You could see a tour operator, the big buses where the people or the boats, right? Where the people are, there's a big plethora or a hub of people, and you have one person on the mic, and they're telling you this is where this is the Statue of Liberty. To my right is the Statue of Liberty. To my left is the Empire State Building. That's a tour operator, right? They tell you, they kind of help you paint the picture and give you a better understanding of where you are, and some historical facts as well. Attractions and activities. So when we think of attractions and activities, think of one. When you travel somewhere, what's an attraction that people would normally look forward to going to, or an activity they'd normally look forward to participating in? Let's see. Malia, what's an attraction or an activity when you travel you look forward to?
I usually look forward to trying the
the local delicacies.
Okay. Okay. Very nice. So what's your vibe? What is it that you like? Delicacies as far as what?
Probably the food and
Okay. Anything specific? Like, do you like pastries from a specific delicatessen store or a restaurant or a
yeah,
bakery? Okay.
usually I try the bakeries.
Okay. Very nice. What about travel technology? What do you think that means? When we talk about travel technology, I actually just mentioned it because it's sort of a whole sort of hub, like an all-in-one. I mentioned that earlier too. So Priceline could be technically considered like a travel technology, right? Because we get online, we actually have to search, right? We do Google searching, Priceline. What's another platform that you can use to help you with your travel needs? What's
So
another one that comes to mind? For anyone, anyone can answer this. What's another one that comes to mind? How about Hotline? How about Hotwire? You guys see these commercials all the time, right? Kayak, right? What about I think I've named quite a bit of a hotels.com, right? Anything that you can actually at booking.com. And I'll give you a list. So I'm actually in the Google Classroom that Miss Chastity sent. For those of you who participated later or signed up later, you may not have received the link. Let us know if you haven't, because I've given you some tools and some resources to reference. And one of those resources is actually a list of travel platforms that you can go on, and they're discounted third party companies that will help you. You can do, you can do your flights. You could do a bundle package where you're doing your flights, your hotel, and your rental car, right? There's so much that you can do. Travel insurance. So travel insurance is essentially what you're going to need. Most times you use travel insurance, right, to cover you the same way you would health insurance. So when you travel, let's say, God forbid, something happens and you get sick, right? Or you lose your bags or you miss your flight, right? The travel insurance is there to cover and to protect you when certain unforeseen incidents or certain unforeseen um, things happen that make you have to pivot, make you have to, change plans altogether. Travel insurance will help with that. Travel media and publications. Okay, so again, we could talk about, the price lines and the different outlets that promote travel and tourism. So these are all the various facets and components that make up the travel and tourism industry. By the way, travel and tourism as an industry makes up over $9 trillion in the global economy and supports 1 in 10 jobs worldwide. Did you hear that? So it is one of the largest industries in the world. And I'm giving you facts now, so you might want to write this down. Travel and tourism contributes over $9 trillion to the global economy and provides 1 in 10 jobs worldwide in that industry, from flight attendants to hotel managers, tour guides, chefs. Tour guides could be another way of saying tour operators, and travel influencers. How many of you been on TikTok and seen people travel for a living and get paid just to show you where they're going? Anybody ever seen that on TikTok? I know you guys are the TikTok. This is the TikTok generation. Anybody ever seen a travel influencer? Right? You want to live vicariously, meaning you want to live in their shoes because they're all over. They get paid to travel and to tell you their experience. Who would love to do that? I know I would. I'd love to just travel and just get to brag about where I'm going. Right? Yes, Michael, you have your hand up, or you're just agreeing? Oh, okay, you're agreeing. All right. So just know that over $9 trillion that help to make up that global economy, right? One of the largest industries in the world. That is extremely important and certainly something to note. 1 in every 10 jobs. And you know what? The crazy funny part about it is that most students will never know, most high school students, and a lot of times even college students, you never learn this industry until you're very well into, let's say, college or even the workforce, and you kind of just stumble on it, right? You're never taught the travel and tourism industry. Has anyone ever learned about the travel and tourism industry? No, right? A $9 trillion economy booster, and you've never really heard or learned anything about it other than what you see when you go to a hotel, right? When you get on an airplane, right? When you're sitting in an airplane that someone else is flying. This is all travel and tourism, right? Your experience at that hotel. And I wish Prince was on here because this is really up Prince's lane. Prince is one of our scholars who is looking to open up a hotel, right? So, and then Nana, I traveled to Cyprus a few weeks ago, and I sent everybody a picture of my backpack with all of my various cords. I don't know if you guys saw that, but I had a picture of my backpack with all of my cords. And I wished at that moment that I would have had Nana's handy dandy cord contraption. I forget what it's called, Nana. What's it called again? Nana? For all of my chargers and the cord, you're
The twist and tuck.
the twist and tuck. Yes. Come on, you got to say it loud and proud. This is your business. You sound almost like you were nervous to say it.
Yeah.
I was promoting the twist and tuck because I needed that at the moment that I was traveling and I couldn't figure it out. So, it's really important to understand every aspect and every facet that make up the travel and tourism industry. Okay. Types of tourism: leisure, business, and adventure. Okay. Can anybody give me what the differences are between the three? By your understanding,
The
what would be the
differences of
difference
which ones?
between any of the three? So what would leisure mean, and what is business travel, and what would be an example of adventure travel
So
or
for me,
tourism?
or Nana, you want to go?
Anyone, anybody.
For me, leisure would be to go like just to unwind, like relax, like de-stress.
Hmm.
Business would be to go, and then obviously like business to like get things done, to get deals done, to promote, get money. And then adventure is like to just go explore, like learn new things, experience new things, and just like overall just get like new.
Yeah, yeah, whether it's hiking or, right, going kayaking, right? Those are like adventurous. Those are things that you've probably never even done before. For those of you who do not have your cameras on, I definitely need to see your cameras on. That is a part of the requirement for the class, is that you all have your cameras on so we can see and we can engage. I think I saw a hand up. Was that Olivia?
Yeah, sorry. Currently I have my camera working, I think yesterday, but I just need to get it fixed. And but my I think I can answer the question.
Sure, go ahead.
So for I
And
think
hi, Olivia. How are you?
I am good and you.
I'm well.
You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So I think like leisure would to be like I'm not too sure about that. I maybe it might just be to like, relax, like Michael said. Business, I know that's like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, trying to get money, like, trying to promote, trying to advertise in different places, trying to,
Mm-hmm.
go to business or like work for a business in a different area or a
Yep.
country. And I feel like adventure would be more of like, journalism and, like adventuring, like kind of recording like everything that you see, you know what I mean? Like taking
Yeah.
pictures, vlogging, anything like that.
Yeah, that's a good spin on it too. I like that because I was just thinking like the actual thick of it, right? But you could be sort of behind the scenes, capturing those moments of someone else doing it. And that's an adventure in and of itself for you. So yeah, that is a great, way to spin that. Um, Okay, so let's put this in the context of your businesses, right? And because, Miss C made a great point last night during our meeting that, the two really do intertwine. Not that we didn't know that, but it's like, sometimes you got to figure out ways to see how they merge, right? So a lot of you all, Olivia being another one, you all participated in our business and entrepreneurship series, but some of you all may not have, but you may have some ideas of wanting to own your own business, right? We didn't get to talk about that because you didn't have a chance to join that, so hopefully, just a little shameless plug here, you'll join us in the fall for that. But you may have an idea, you may have a business concept, you may have a business that you want to own, or a company that you want to work for, that requires travel. Michael, I just refresh my memory. What is it that you wanted to do again with your business?
Make better band-aids.
Make better band-aids. Okay. How are you marketing that, Michael? Think of it in the respect of, with respect to travel and tourism. How do you combine the two? So you have a band-aid business, right? What would that have to do with travel and tourism,
Um,
whether through leisure, business, or adventure?
if you're doing adventure and you're traveling, you don't have to carry like a whole pack of like band-aids, a whole pack of things, because like your adventure, you just want to live in the moment. So if I promote my band-aids as like something that's like a one-time thing, and like it'll last for the whole vacation, like all that, that could promote it. For leisure and tourism, I mean, like who wants to worry about like their bloody fingers, or like, like they just want to relax. So just put a band-aid on it, put one that'll last, that's good. You don't gotta worry about it. For business,
Now, yeah, go
um,
ahead, go ahead. I like that because I'm about to pull someone in with you so we can kind of
for
help you guys work this together. Go ahead, Michael. So
for
business.
business,
Yep.
I could promote like athletes, like international athletes. Like, you're
Hmm.
worried about doing your profession, doing your sport. Like, why worry about like some paper cut, like an injury? Like, just focus on your business, focus on doing what you gotta do.
Okay. All right. Now, Nicole, if I'm not mistaken, you have the marketing firm, right? Advertising and marketing.
That was the other Nicole,
Oh, okay. What was your idea, Nicole? Chen.
the real estate.
Real estate. Okay. So, Nicole, how do you feel your business would benefit or would tie into travel and tourism? When you think of real estate, right? You're not limiting yourself to just one location, correct? Right? You want to buy and sell properties. Is that what I'm understanding for your business?
Yeah.
Okay. So you want to buy and sell properties, you want to uplift communities, right? You want to make affordable housing and things of that nature. You want to be able to make housing and beautify, housing for people who may be less fortunate, right? I believe that's what I recalled from your pitch. Is that correct?
Yeah.
What if you are able to do that on a global scale? What part of that, when we talk about the types of tourism, what type of travel would that be considered if you're traveling to other countries or to other islands or to other areas in the world, um, to build sustainable housing, to build affordable housing in different countries for different people? What would that be considered? Is that leisure, business, or adventure?
I think it would be business.
Yeah. Yeah, so you're making these deals, right? You're going to different countries, right? And you're making deals. You're buying properties because it's always cheaper, I heard, to buy property. Miss C could attest to this. It's always cheaper to buy properties overseas than it is right here at home. Just FYI. But you ever heard of an Airbnb? Right?
Yeah.
People make a lot of money by buying and fixing up and then renting out Airbnbs in islands or in different countries, because everybody likes to travel. Everybody wants the best deal, right? So when you think of that, just really start thinking in that context of your business. How am I scaling my business? Michael, with your band-aids, how are you marketing? Are you just marketing nationwide? Are you trying to go global with your band-aids? And how are you getting there? Right? Are you taking those trips? Are you meeting the people from different countries? Are you establishing that relationship? You get where I'm going? Like, all of this merges together, and all of it sort of, it tells a story in and of itself. um Hannah, what do you think leisure travel is? And then we're going to move on to the next slide.
Um, I believe it's like going somewhere to relax and just wind down, like as opposed to like business or adventure. Adventure is like going somewhere with not like a clear plan, just trying to explore, and business would be like
Yeah.
a network, whereas leisure is just trying to relax but in a new place.
Yeah, and I love that. Just trying to explore, kind of letting the wind take you. Like wherever the wind blows you, that's where you go. You end up there, and that in and of itself is an adventure. Yes, I love it. Great job, guys. So here are some industry careers and opportunities. We're going to go through some of these. Okay. Event planner. All right. That is a part of hospitality. So hospitality really is all in how a person is made to feel, right? How do you make someone feel? How is that person's experience? And that is spoken through event planning, that is spoken through customer service, that is spoken through the food that you eat and are served at restaurants, that is spoken through trips that you take where you have a tour guide. All those things fall under that. And event planning is one of those things that is a part of travel and tourism. Hospitality management, we just talked about that, right? A travel agent, the tour operator. We talked about many of these. The travel writer. So, Liv, you talked about that, right? Being a travel writer, that in and of itself is a way, an adventurous path. Could be. How about airline staff? Anybody ever interested or seeing yourself maybe being a steward or airline steward or pilot? Yeah, Malia, you're muted.
Well,
Go ahead.
sorry, yeah. I have direct connections through family to the industry. Like my brother
Yeah,
recently went into the industry. He was a part of S.O.A.R.
I know.
Yeah. Our family is very close knit into the airline industry, and I do see myself doing that if what I currently wanted to, well, if what I'm currently pursuing doesn't happen, I'm always interested in that.
Excellent. Excellent. Yeah, and that's a great path. Like it is a great career path to set for yourself if that's something that you love to do and you want to do it for free and you maybe you want to get paid for it, right? You may want to be a airline stewardess, um, or a pilot, right? Or customer service agent, right? And where you get free flights and you get to travel the world and you get the free buddy passes. Somebody let me be their buddy so I can travel with you, right? But just that experience, it's an exciting industry. And I feel like it's one that is considered very niche, but it's a over $9 trillion industry, one of the largest in the world. And it's not given the accolades that it deserves. But it's everywhere we go, we are experiencing some sort of travel and tourism. Everywhere we go, every single day of our lives, in every experience, it is a part of the travel and tourism industry. Okay. Tour guides and culinary. Anybody here like to cook? I know Olivia likes to cook. Anybody else here like to cook? Anybody interested in becoming
I
a
want to learn
chef?
how to cook, but I'm not good at it. I like
You're
eating though.
not good at it. Okay, maybe yet, right? Let's say yet. Because guess what? When you go to Costa Rica, Michael, guess what we're going to be doing? We're going to be in that kitchen. Yes. And Chef Dre is going to be one of our instructors and listen, I'm all for it. I'm here for it. I can't wait, okay? Um anybody else? Anybody like to cook or anybody like to eat? You don't even have to like to cook, but what about eating? Like Michael, I always see you eating in class and you don't ever share with anybody. Like you need to start sharing with people, okay? Anybody, and I think we have it's like this new feature going on here in my chat. So I'm trying to, there's like a main chat and then there's like an individual chat. Okay. So Miss C, I'm sorry, I missed you earlier. You said yes. Miss C, yes, Miss C, she is a multipreneur, right? And she also has a real estate business, right, Missy? You and your fiance?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes, right? So they have an Airbnb. You had or have?
Had. We sold the
Had.
business.
I was gonna say, tell us a little bit about, oh man, never mind. I was gonna say, tell us about that experience, but you sold it
Well,
for
I can tell
business?
you about it. I
Yeah,
mean,
tell
it's
us a little
still,
bit.
I mean, it was good business, exactly. I mean, basically we had the house, it had a pool, five bedroom, 3 bath. and basically people come down and like you do, like the hotel aspect of it. I mean, you have your pros and cons, but it was a lucrative business. I mean, the best part that I liked about it is people were making memories there. It was me being able to provide that. They're coming out for weddings, graduations, family memories just coming together. It was good. I mean, but you did have to put your work in it and know what you were doing. But it was beneficial though. I mean, either way, for them to come in and enjoy themselves. You know, the purpose and the passion that Ms. Rose just spoke about you doing is providing something for somebody and to pass it forward.
Absolutely. So Nicole, you listening? You taking on some of that? Because that's gonna be exciting. Listen, that's great stuff right there. And those are gems to hold on to because you never know when you might need a little push from Miss C, and she might be able to help you, get you in that right direction because she's got those connections. I'm just saying. All right. So yeah, definitely. I've actually never stayed in an Airbnb. Funny enough, as many times as I've traveled and I've just always been nervous and very leery rather, about staying in an Airbnb. So I don't know. I'll have to pick your brain, Missy, and see if you can sway me differently. All right. So did you know that tourism can have both positive and negative impacts on the local economy, cultures, and environment? So I'm gonna hit escape really quickly because I want to stop sharing for a moment and share the video because for some reason I'm not able to click on it through my presentation, so I had to do that separately. So I'm just going to share this video, and then what I want you to do is pay very close attention to the information because we're going to kind of talk a little bit about that. In this video. It's only about a 3-minute video, and it talks about the positive and then the negative. But I want you guys to really hone in on those details because we're going to talk a little bit about that, and then we're going to kind of go into um, what do we take from that? Okay, so let me know if you can hear it. Can we hear? Okay. It's all captions, so make sure you read it. All right. So before we get into the negative aspects, see how quick that was? Really is a short video. It's 3 minutes. What did you learn? So tell me a little bit, some of the positive. And Nicole, there were some things in there that I felt might resonate with you just based on your very niche but necessary mission and what you're looking to do with the housing that you're looking to build for people who are less fortunate and unable to afford it any other way, right? So tell me a little bit about what you guys learned about the positive aspects. Give me one point that you read um that you took away from the positive aspects of travel and tourism.
I didn't
Hannah.
know.
Oh, go ahead, Michael. Go ahead, Michael.
Oh, sorry. One thing that I learned was how it helps to protect the environment. I thought that would like hurt it because all that traveling and stuff, but I guess like exposure to it and like learning about it really helps to protect it from the businesses, like I said.
Yeah, so it broadens your understanding of the necessity to preserve, right? To see things and have a better appreciation and a greater appreciation for it. It could also be a negative impact too. So stay with that, Michael, because there's some negative aspect to that as well. What about you, Hannah?
I saw in the video that it said that it can also present new business opportunities for the people in the tourist place.
Yeah. What does that mean though? What do you think that means? So business or job opportunities. So what
Um,
does that mean?
like the more people that come to the area, like there's like new stores that could open up to
Mhm.
help attract more tourists and bring more attraction to the travel area.
Yeah, and the opportunities, right? That for work, right? For people to get work and to be able to feed their families. So those in the countries that we visit, most oftentimes a lot of the locals will work at the hotels or they'll work at these restaurants or they'll work in these attraction areas, right? And that helps to bring in that revenue so that they can get paid for the work that they do. What else? One more thing. How about you? Let's see, who hasn't spoken? I believe Nana, you've spoken. Let's see, Elenia.
Em xin lỗi nhá. Dạ không em.
Did we lose Elenia?
Oh, she's still here in the group. I'm guessing she's not responding. I don't see anything in the chat.
Okay, I just she just unmuted, so I'm not sure. Elenia, are you available? Okay, let's see. It looks like she may have put something in the chat. She's not here. Okay, but okay. So you're on the call, but you're also at another event. All right. So okay. So really quick, just for the sake of time, we'll move forward. Let's see. Nana, what did you learn about the positive aspects of travel?
Like traveling just like creates a lot of opportunity for people, like in a lot of different ways, like business, healthcare, like a lot of different fields.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Anybody else want to add anything before we go to the negative? All right. So I'm paused right here. This is actually one of them. So just in case you missed this caption, I just want to make sure that you see it before I press play and it goes away. All right. So let's see some of the negative aspects of travel and tourism. Well, that could be potentially negative if we're not careful. All right. So what'd you learn about the negative aspects of travel?
Animals can be harmed.
Yeah.
I learned
What
how
else?
it damages the local economy.
Yeah, it can. Absolutely. It can damage the local economy. How though? Why?
It causes a lot of inflation. I mean, I see like let's say like in New York, obviously. I mean, I'm in New Jersey, but you can really
Mhm.
see it because so many people there. It's a lot of like money circulation causes a lot of like inflation, so it's like really expensive for locals to live there.
Yeah, exactly. And what else did they use? The O word. You mentioned it. You mentioned
Overcrowded,
New York in particular.
overpopulation.
Overcrowded, yes. Absolutely, right? And then that can cause friction between the locals and tourists, right? Because they're like, get out of here, like go back to your home or whatever, right? So we want to make sure that we're being very conscious of when we travel, when we're traveling abroad, when we're traveling locally, when we're traveling to destinations that are not our own local areas and habitats. We want to make sure that we are being mindful and respectful of those cultures and those the differences and the living situations, right? And for those of you who are going on the trip with us to Costa Rica, you're going to learn that, right? We visit a lot of third world countries. And during the time that we go on these internships, we have an opportunity to really learn not only the culture, but their way of life, right? Their lifestyles. And a lot of times we take, the things that we take for granted, we learn quickly how to be very appreciative of what we have. Because when we go to these different countries, it really is very different, right? So customer service and travel. Customer service is providing excellent customer service or customer service and travel. That is basically providing excellent customer service and travel is crucial for ensuring customer satisfaction and building a positive reputation for your business. Okay. So when we talk about customer service, that is basically, again, everyday life, everyday experiences, everything that you do when you're dealing with people in the workplace, when you're dealing with people servicing you, right? That is customer service, and it's crucial to ensure that your actions and the way that you interact and the way that you engage, whether it's servicing someone or someone servicing you, it's sort of that give and take. The customer service um aspect of it is more so for like the servicing part from, let's say, a business, a restaurant, at a hotel. You have the chef, you have a server, right? You have all these different tasks or job descriptions and roles that make up like that customer service entity. But you also have a role to play too, right? We're when we think of customer service, we only think of it as one way. But I am a customer and I have to present myself in a way that's nice and that's kind. And when someone is serving me, you never know, you got to be careful how you treat people, especially when they're serving you food, right? You never know what's going to happen if you're not nice to them, what they do behind closed doors. So always be nice to them. Right? It's funny, but it's true. I've heard some horror stories. So it really does, to me, it really does go both ways, right? You give the experience you want to get. And when that and that just means, in kindness, right? Saying thank you, saying please, saying, just giving those gestures of kindness, that goes a long way when it comes to customer service. And I'm an avid believer of that. That is not one way. The customer is not always right. You hear that? You've ever heard that term or that phrase? The customer is always right. No, sometimes the customer can be very wrong. It's how we approach it and how we address it, right? That we have to be very careful with, especially if you're on the operations end or the working end of it, right? Where you're you're the servicer to that customer. Um, but the customers are not always right. And Chef Dre, can I get you to validate that statement for me? You being Hello?
Of course I can.
Yeah,
You know,
you being a chef. Yeah.
being in hospitality and restaurants and being a chef, you know, I've always taught my staff that the customer isn't always right. You just must make them feel that way because that's
Okay.
important.
Yeah.
Because they're not always right. And sometimes we have to understand that they're not right, but because we're in the service industry, you have to accommodate them. One, keep your sanity, keep your stress low. Plus, you want to keep the environment as positive as possible in the situation because one person, especially when you're traveling, you can get one person on a plane that don't want to take off their hat because it's got a vulgar word on it, and you're stuck on the tarmac for another 30 minutes because they don't want to take off their hat because of the policy of the airline. And the same thing in a restaurant. Somebody doesn't like their steak and they decide they want to throw it back at a waiter, right? That's
Mm,
not right, but you try your best to make them feel that they are.
mm.
But that's
Does
what we
anyone,
do.
everyone agree with that? Like, I hear Chef Dre. That's tough though. That's tough. That's a
That's
tough
the
pill to
industry.
swallow. It is. It is. So, is anyone interested in in looking into something within that industry? I mean, we all are in the industry really, like some way or form or fashion, whether you're doing, you know, nonprofit, for profit, whether you're doing volunteer work, we're all gonna have that experience. But and I hear Chef Dre, it really is something though, how we have to, it's all about our reaction or our response, right? Um, to those individuals. Man, Chef, I I applaud you. But yeah, um, so customer service is crucial, and we just want to make sure that we understand that it is a give and take. It is to me, it is a two-way street. And as Chef Dre already said, they may not always be right, but you have to make them feel that way, right? It is essentially at the end of the day all about the experience, right? So these are some of the area or some of the ways that we can enhance customer service techniques, and that you can employ as a hostess, or a chef, a sous chef, or a server, or whatever capacity that you decide to go into. um, these are some of the things that you can sort of employ, right? Active listening, personalization, prompt responsiveness, knowledgeable staff, right? It goes a long way when your staff are knowledgeable, especially when there's an issue and you're looking for a solution, right? It's great to have that clear communication, problem solving skills, positive attitude goes a long way. Going the extra mile, and then giving feedback, right? Having that feedback loop, right? How did we do? How did I do? Like, just really giving that feedback, I think is really important. And it is all about the tourism and hospitality experience. All right. So we've said a lot within this first hour. Has it been an hour? Yeah, almost an hour already. Yeah. So we're going to take a 10-minute break. We'll come right back. Are we doing 10 or 5? I'm not sure.
How much
Chef,
information you got? How much information you got left? You're gonna be able to do it in 20
what time is
minutes?
it? 7:30.
Mm-hmm.
We have a little bit of an activity. We only have a few more slides, but
Okay,
let's do a
cool.
5-minute break. We'll do a 5-minute break,
Yeah.
and then we'll come back, bang the slides out, because I really want you guys to have your some time to work together. All right, do a little activity to kind of connect the dots with this. So let's come back at 7:35.
Sounds wonderful.
Awesome. We're back. Let's take a moment. I think we did this already. We talked a little bit about uh well, actually we didn't. We didn't talk about our own experience. So really quickly, we're going to take about a minute or two to talk a little bit about our own travel experience. Anybody can share. We'll give maybe about 2 or 3 scholars the opportunity to share. Share your most memorable travel experience, good or bad, and how that shaped your perception of traveling overall. We'll get about maybe 2 scholars.
Is it all right if I go?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead, Anna.
So I think it was about like a year or two ago, me and my mom
Mm-hmm.
and my god siblings all went to Aruba, and it was a really great experience. All the people were really hospitable and really nice. There was a lot of different restaurants, beaches, and like side stores that we could go to, and it was a
Mm-hmm.
really fun experience. I honestly, I think it's the best vacation I've went on. So,
Nice. Very nice. Aruba is beautiful, by the way. I've been. Yeah, and you use that E word, experience, right? It was all about the experience, right? Anybody else want to share really quickly?
Yeah, I can share. So,
Sure.
like a few years ago, me and my family went to Singapore. Like, it was like really fun experience. Like, hotels and everything was really good. But at the same time, when we like went to Thailand after like about a month, it was like the hotel was like really nasty. Like there was like cockroach in the
Mm,
room. So that was the bad experience. Like food wasn't good either. So I was like, oh,
yeah, yeah, and that shaped your perception. And you know what hurts that is the fact that now that you had that bad experience, would you go back?
actually, yeah.
Oh,
Well, I
okay.
would pick better hotel.
Yeah.
And like it was like about few years ago, so things probably have changed.
Okay. Yeah, and I love that. I love that you would give it a second chance, right? That's awesome. Because I would be like a roach, no, but not really, because we when we went to Jamaica, we went to Barbados, they had water bugs, and guess what? Out here, that's right. You see, I saw your face, Nina. When you think of a water bug, right? Everybody freaks out. Well, there, it's a part of like it's like a roach to them, or it's like this. They're surrounded by water. So naturally, there's water bugs and they actually fly. Oh gosh, I don't even want to talk about it anymore. Anyone else? Anyone else want to give their experience?
One time, or like not one time. I went to Costa Rica a couple years ago. I think like two,
Oh,
3 years ago. No, not Costa Rica.
okay.
Puerto Rico, Puerto Rico. My bad. Puerto Rico.
Okay.
I was in Puerto
Okay.
Rico, and it was nice. It was different. It was really hot.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but overall, it was a good vacation up until like
Yeah.
midway. I got like a really bad sunburn because I fell asleep at the beach. So the rest of it like kind of like hurt a lot, but overall,
Yeah.
it was pretty good.
Good. Okay. Nice. So we have Puerto Rico, we have Aruba, we have Singapore and Thailand. You guys are traveling. I love it. That's awesome. Okay. If you can plan a trip anywhere in the world, go ahead, Liv.
Oh,
Are
I
we
was
talking
gonna
about
I was gonna go for the last question.
this one right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna say that when I was in Dominican Republic and we were going to the hotel, it was like wait, no, not the hotel. We were leaving the hotel to go to this restaurant and it
Hmm.
was like a whole bunch of people there.
Yeah.
Like my mom ended up getting into a argument with one of the workers because like she was like drinking a lot and then she was like trying to talk to me and it was like nah.
Oh, one of the workers was drinking?
Yes,
Oh
yes,
no.
yes. I was
Oh,
like, oh
what
my God.
an experience. Yeah, so you probably won't, well, I don't know, because but Nana just shocked me. I was gonna say you probably wouldn't go back there, but it's likely you would. I don't know, right? But that was your experience, right? So you're not always going to have the best experiences. The goal is to, when you go somewhere, especially when it's for leisure, right? We talked about the three different travel types, right? So leisure, business, adventure, right? So every experience is not going to be the same. You may go back to the same place that you've loved forever and have a bad experience just because it just happens to be that way, right? So um yeah, it really is all about the experience. I'm sorry, I didn't know you guys couldn't see me this whole time. um so yeah, let's move on. So if you could plan a trip anywhere in the world really quickly, what would you do? Close your eyes. Everybody take a moment, close your eyes. I don't know why I thought this class was over at 8:30, but we may go a little over. Close your eyes because this is fun, this is exciting. I just want you to rest your mind, close your eyes, free your mind, and then I'm going to stop talking. And just think of one place you would go that would just take you peace, give you that peace and tranquility that you're looking for. One place that comes to mind. immediately, like without a second thought. Now open your eyes. Where would you go? If you could plan a trip anywhere in the world, Liv, where would you go? Olivia?
Hello?
Yeah.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I was saying, okay, open your eyes again now and tell me, where would you go? Where's your peace? Where's your tranquility? Where would you go? Where would you travel?
Dominican Republic. I would go back there
Oh, you're
a
going
hundred
back.
times.
Okay.
A
We
hundred
got,
times. Oh my God. I love
okay.
Dominican Republic.
So we got 2 for 2 for the, okay, we got 2 for 2. One going back to Thailand, the other going back to Dominican Republic. All right, one more. If you had anywhere in the world to travel, where would it be?
I'd go to New York.
Okay, New York.
Yeah.
All right, I think we have a New Yorker on the line. I'm actually native of New York. Um, Great city. Would never move back there, but yeah, certainly go and visit family there.
I was
Let's
born
see.
there too. I
Oh,
used to live
really?
there. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, New York. We have a couple of natives on the line besides myself. So awesome. All right. In the next few slides, we're going to talk a little bit. Well, we're just going to kind of run through that because what I want you all to do really briefly, because this is actually a part of your end of course experience as well. But I want to get you kind of thinking about it ahead of time. I want you guys to walk me through your process of creating an itinerary. And this is going to be a very quick group activity. We're going to take about 5 minutes, in about 2 minutes. So we're going to go through really just the things to know, what to cover, what to know before you go from start to finish. Okay. So let's go. All right. So decide where you want to go. All right. In this activity that you guys are about to embark on for the next maybe 5 minutes or so after we go through these steps, decide where you want to go as a group. We're going to break you off into 2 groups. Okay. Decide the length of your trip. Will you travel alone? Obviously, you're going to be with a group. So you guys decide if you want to travel as a group. I would suggest that just for the sake of this activity. Research your costs. Again, you're going to make it up as you go, right? Because this is just an activity just to kind of get your mind, your brains flowing. Because this is one of the activities you may have to do for your end of course, depending on what I think it's you're either going to plan a trip or you're going to make a dish. So make sure you get ready for that. Research your cost. Start saving money. Get travel rewards on your credit cards. Switch to a no fee ATM card. Okay, these are just some things that actual travelers have to know and do. Stay focused and inspired. Check for last minute deals. Book your flight. Okay. Book your accommodation. Well, we talked about that earlier, that word accommodation. What does that mean? Your hotel, your resort, your Airbnb. Plan your activities. We talked about that. So you guys are going to get together. You're going to brainstorm. Going to have a meeting of the minds. And you're going to talk about where you want to go, where you see yourself going. You're going to go as a group. Everybody's going to, and I want to be able to pick from the best trip. So you guys are going to plan the trip, and myself, Chef Dre, Miss C, Miss Tiana, we're going to decide whose trip is better. Okay, now it's some friendly competition here going on. Tell your car company you're traveling, and then for those of you who are traveling with us in the coming months, these are all things you're going to have to know. Okay, obviously we're doing all the accommodations for you, and so some of the stuff you won't have to worry about, but these are some of the things that we are already doing and thinking of. Hack, buy travel insurance, and enjoy your trip. Always read the fine print. And anything that you do when you're traveling, always read the fine print. Okay. Um, and what I wanted to do, if we have the time, I don't know if we'll have the time, is go over some airport codes. But I am going to share that it's actually already shared in the Google Classroom. I want you guys to really look at, we don't have time. I don't know why I thought it was, we had more time. But I want you all to start really looking at the airport codes and start studying those, because the more you travel, the more you're going to need to be familiar with where you're going, right, and how you're going to get there, especially in this climate. There's so much that you need to know now more than ever when it comes to traveling, because of all the stipulations, because of all the rules and regulations that are sort of coming up every single day. So you want to make sure that you're planning well ahead and well in advance, and you're planning smarter, not harder, right? So let's take a moment. We're going to take the next 5 minutes. And Chef Dre, if you can help me, or Miss C, I'm not sure who can handle that. We're going to plan a trip and just taking on some of those things that I just showed you, right? Figure out your comment. For the most part, where are you flying? And as a matter of fact, I'm going to go back, because what I want to do, I want, that's the thing. I thought I'd be able to click on it. But let me end the slide real quick. Actually, I don't think I can. Oops. Let me see. I didn't mean to end it all the way. Can you guys still see my screen or no?
No,
just you.
It's everybody on the screen now.
Okay. All right. Here we go. I'm going to just copy and paste. I want you guys to use this if you can. Just when I put it in the chat, I want you to copy and paste it. And then these are the airport codes, right? So it's going to give you every single airport code in the world. Okay. All right. That's that link right there. I don't know what that second thing is about, but the first link is the airport codes. Go on and copy that. All right. And then Chef Dre. So with these airport codes, you're taking us on a journey. Anywhere in the world you want to go, anywhere you want to take us. And we want you all to take us on that journey with you. I skipped 13 and 14, did I?
They're all shaking their heads.
Yeah. I'm like, what did I skip? Hold on a second. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, what's 13 and 14? Oh, no, that's 13. Take a moment, share with, that's the memorial. That's 14. We talked about these already. That's 13 and 14 right here. What did I miss? Something lower? Let's see. Last minute deals. Nope, I got it. What did I miss? We haven't gotten to this part yet. Is that what you're referring to? I'm not sure. Who said that?
No, I think with the steps.
Oh.
Yeah. 13, 14 is missing. It's 11, 12, 15, 16.
Oh, it's just, yeah, the numbering is different, but it's the same. Yeah, sorry about that. Thank you for catching that. But it's just the numbering is off. But yeah, so it should be it's in sequence. It's just the numbering is off. So I apologize for that. But thank you for catching that, guys. I see you're paying attention. All right. So for the next 5 minutes, I want to delay the time any. Consider these things, okay? I'm showing you again. Decide where you want to go as a group. Decide the length of your trip as a group. Who are you traveling with? You're a group, okay? Research your costs. Just kind of make up something and just, try to be as close to it as possible, right? And the most, mainly, really what I want to know is I want to know where you're going. I want to know the length of your trip. I want to know you're traveling with your group. I want to know your accommodations, your activities, and I want to know your airport codes, where you're flying to and from. Okay, so those are the main things. So numbers 1, number 2. So decide where you want to go. Decide the length, who you're traveling with. Okay, then we're going to skip all of this because this is all good stuff. Number 10, book your flight. That's going to be where you're going to need to know those airport codes. Okay. And I want an airport code. I don't want the airport name. I want the airport code in addition to the name. And that'll give you all of that in that link that I just sent. I want you to tell me what your accommodations are. You deciding on a hotel? If so, where? Resort? If so, where? Airbnb? If so, where? Plan your activities, at least one. Okay. And that's that.
All right, guys. I'm going to put y'all in breakout rooms. Be ready.
Let's go.
Breakout
I'm looking
rooms are
forward to our
created.
trip. Yes.
Please enter your rooms. Dr. Kennedy, I have you in room 1.
Off I go.
See, Morgan, I got you in room 2, unless you're unavailable.
All right. I'm going to just check on my babies real quick. I just made them dinner in between in 5 minutes. So I'm going to just make sure.
Go right ahead.
All right.
Go be mom, sis.
Right.
Go be mom.
Thank you. How you doing, bro? You good?
Hey man.
How you
Oh,
feeling?
hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I don't know. I just
We don't know where we're going. We don't know where we're staying. We don't
so I
have
can get there.
we don't have a place to go.
Oh man, I was just saying, I thought the class was longer. I'm so sorry, guys. I don't know why I thought it was 6:30 to 8:30. And I haven't been on the last two, so I'm really been off. I apologize. And that's charges to my head and not my heart. So
Yeah,
what we
but
can
overall, still
do,
good.
yeah, yeah. So if you guys just tell me what you have. It doesn't have to be perfect because again, you may decide that this is what you want to do now that you've gotten a little bit of taste of it, that this is what you want to do. Or you might, some people choose to do both. Like you do the itinerary and you also do the dish, which is a phenomenal experience, by the way. But tell me what you got. Let's just go through it really quickly and anybody can jump in because we don't have that much time and I do apologize for that.
We can give you some grace. Liv, I see you. You got your
Go ahead,
hand
Olivia.
raised.
Yes. Okay, Chef Dre said it. Y'all heard it. It's on recorded line. We can give you some grace. Are we still recording? Okay, good.
Yep,
So
I'm
he's
gonna give
giving
you
us some
some
grace
grace.
here
Okay.
because I'm the
Because I want
CEO.
to hear these answers too.
I know.
Okay.
I'm excited. All right, come on, guys.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, we can
Yes.
hear you.
So basically I did a like quick recommendation from for the Bahamas to I don't know how to pronounce it, Nassau. I don't know how to
Nassau.
pronounce it.
Nassau. Okay.
Yeah, so basically I looked it up. The flight cost from Newark Airport to Nassau is cost
What?
330
What's
and
the code? What's the airport code?
the airport code,
Yeah.
I don't know all that.
Okay. Who wants to help? Who wants to help their teammate out? Because remember, I said I don't want to know the name of the airport. I want the airport code first, and then you give me the name of the airport.
The code is EWR, I think.
Okay. So we flying out of EWR into where?
To Nassau, Bahamas, and it's $330 for the trip.
No, I
Flying
want to know the
United.
airport code. What's the airport code?
Okay?
Go ahead, Chef.
Hmm?
Liv,
Sorry, Chef.
anybody in your group wanna give what the airport code to your destination is?
Is it wait? Oh,
Hannah got it. What you got, Hannah?
oh,
Or Michael, somebody. I don't know
and
who was in your group, Olivia.
I don't
No,
even think
because
it's
we
on the
we didn't
list.
decide on a place. We had two different
is it
destinations.
is it like the acronym? Isn't the
Yeah.
acronym?
Yep. That's
Oh,
the
wait,
airport code. Yep.
okay, NAS.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's
There you
NAS.
go. Good
Okay,
job. Yes.
so from Newark Airport, flying
Mhm.
WR to NAS, that's $330 per
Okay.
person, and to the hotel it costs $130.
A night per person?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's called Junkanoo Beach. Oh wait, not 130. I'm so sorry. They have like a deal going on. It's
Uh-huh.
113 per person for a night.
Okay. 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 All right. Anybody else want to add to that? Good. I want to go to Bahamas. All right. Let's see. I don't know. Miss C, what you thinking? Tiana, Miss T, Chef Dre, what you thinking? Miss Nassau? I don't know. Okay, let's wait before we decide.
Yeah,
What's
we
the
gotta
next
hear the
trip?
other one.
Yeah, what's the other trip? Who's the second? Who's group two? Or y'all
Michael,
gotta come up
I
with
think it was
Thunder
Michael,
and Lightning,
Nicole,
Group
and
Thunder, Group
Nate. Which
We're
one
Lightning.
of
I don't
y'all want
know.
to come
Give them some
off?
cool names.
we're for our trip, we're gonna go to Italy.
Ooh. Okay.
So the flight code is FCO. A flight, if we go to New York straight to Italy, it'll be $551.
What's the codes?
FCO.
To and
Which
from.
New York airport? There's two codes
Yes,
for
right.
New
And
York.
FCO is not one of them. I
No,
know because I'm
that's
trained.
the one for
FCO's for Italy.
Yeah. So
for
what's
the
the New
New York
York
one,
code?
I got no idea.
Come on. Where's your
The New
teammates?
York code?
Help. Nope. It's okay. He's New Jersey. So
I'm
where's his
30.
teammates? Where's the teammates? Help your fellow teammate out.
Is it JFK?
Okay. So we got one JFK. There's another one there. So we could do JFK or we could do what's the other one?
The LaGuardia?
Yes. What's the code for that?
It's in the name.
Yeah, but we got some New
altitude.
York natives here. You guys have flown, I'm sure, out of the city of New York. So
GA is Georgia.
LGA, good job. But she missed the L. Good job, Liz. She redeemed herself though. She got it. All right. So we're flying from LGA to who said BWI? No,
That's DC
who's
Baltimore.
who's flying from Baltimore? I thought we said New York. What is happening here? All
All right,
right. So we're
continue, Michael. I'm gonna turn it
yes,
back
come
over
on,
to you,
Michael.
Rosie.
Go ahead.
And then we're staying for 7 days,
Hmm.
a week. We're planning to go to the Leaning Tower of Pisa and to the Colosseum.
Nice.
And yeah, that's it.
Where are we staying?
We're staying in the car.
Did he say we're
Yes,
staying in the car?
yes, he did. What?
I love it. Just
Okay, first of
backpacking.
all, who is your team? And is your team on board with staying in the car in Italy? I just want to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got nods. Oh my gosh.
Yo, no,
Hey,
Wait
no.
a
You
Rosie,
will
just
second.
so
get
Who
you
are
know,
from this session talk about it's okay
there
to
is a
stay in the
whole
car.
tourism of people and community of people that do that, that live in their cars that are not homeless. So it's becoming a new trend in the tourism industry.
okay? But he didn't
I'm
say
not
that though. Are
surprised.
we doing? Because I see Miss C. She's asking if it's an RV camper. I don't know if that's what we talking about, but let's
One of the ones
clarity.
where
Where we?
it's like this like big automobile and there's like a part on top where it's like literally like a bed and then just
Yeah,
you
it's a
put down the
camper.
seats and all that. Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. But you said car, so we got to
Right,
clear it
that's
up
a
a little
little
bit.
different. Okay.
Not with
Right.
5 people, y'all not staying in nobody's car. Okay. All right. So okay. So we got Bahamas. Let's paint the picture real quick. We got the Bahamas. We're going to Nassau. We're taking a trip from EWR to what was it? NSA?
AS.
NAS.
NAS. NAS. And we're staying at the where we
Giancana,
staying?
Giancana Beach. It's a hotel right by the beach.
Okay.
It's a
So it's a resort?
yes,
Okay. Is it all inclusive?
yes.
Does anyone know what all inclusive means? That means everything is included in that. So you have your hotel stay, you also have your food included in that, right? And then any of the activities, any of the restaurants rather on that resort. Most resorts have multiple restaurants and multiple activities for you to engage in and to participate in. But most of the times when it's all inclusive, that includes the meals. Okay. Anything else I'm missing, Chef?
No. Usually, yeah.
Okay.
All inclusive
Okay.
means all inclusive.
All right. So then we kind of doing a little. So that's all right. That's your leisure. Oh, I should have asked what type of travel would that have been? Okay, so we got the leisure, but now we go. Okay, then we go into Italy, and we're going to what part of Italy? Anybody from Michael's team? Anybody can jump in, not just Michael. What part of Italy?
Okay, y'all pronounce the word.
Milan.
I see Milan. Ooh,
Okay.
okay.
Milan.
Yes. Okay. So we're going from LGA or JFK to what's the inbound airport in Milan? Because I don't think that's the airport for Milan. You just said Italy. What's the airport code for Milan?
I'll give you a hint.
MXP.
MXP. Good job, Nina. So we're flying in from JFK or LGA to MXP. And we're going to see the Leaning Tower. And we're also going to see what?
Coliseum.
The Coliseum. Okay. And we're staying in an RV. Yes? Okay. So this might save you some money because it's not all inclusive. All inclusive generally costs a lot more because you get everything included in that package or in that price. All right. Here's the time. Here's the moment. Okay, I got a Grappoli. Who is that unknown? Who is that? Salerno. I'm here in the chat. Who's that? Who's me?
Elena.
Who?
Ileana.
Oh, Ileana. Okay. I'm sorry. I don't. It says unknown, so I can't see who the name is. Change your name to
Why? I
the
have
name.
no control, and I do.
All right.
Didn't even care.
So, okay. Hi, Elenia.
Here,
Thank
then
you
no
so
sir.
much for the, yeah. So, okay. So Elenia is putting Agropoli, Salerno. She's okay. These are places in Italy. Okay. All right, everybody. Now's the time. Chef, Miss C, Miss Tiana. Are we going to Nassau? We put a hand in, let's put a hand up. If we're going to Nassau or we going to Italy. Nassau, put your hand up. Okay. I'm the only one. I'm the Lone Ranger. Okay. Listen, I like all inclusive, so
I
I'm
like
fine.
Nassau. I can't get my hand up, so
Oh,
Yeah, I can't either. Nassau it is.
I like the beach.
All inclusive.
all right. All inclusive. Hands down. Anybody for Italy? First of all, let me just preface with I've never been to Italy. I went to Greece last year. My husband took me away for my birthday coming up again. Yay. But I've never been to Italy, so it is someplace I would love to go. The RV is what got me. But that's adventurous. That is the type of travel that I would consider adventurous. Yes? So we got Nana, we got Chef Dre, and I'm assuming Michael because that's his trip. So I hope you want to go. Um Anybody else? All right. What about the money and gas, Hannah?
But
Great
what about
question.
gas money though?
Great question, Hannah. Yes.
Where it comes, we're gonna bring like the bottles, like how you can't bring over like 16 like ounces. We're gonna bring up just a bunch of bottles.
You can't travel with gasoline, bro. That's not happening. Well, how you
You can
getting
travel
gas?
if they know
But
you have gasoline, miss. If they don't know, then it's not illegal, man.
it
Okay.
is illegal,
It is
even if they
illegal.
don't know.
They will search your bag, sir. All right, this was fun. I appreciate your patience and your participation. Really quickly, just so we can get through it. Again, I got some grace here, but I'm not going to take advantage of that. I do want to just finish out this slide, but I hope you guys found some value in that. It's fun, but this is reality, right? These are the things that you're going to have to end up doing. So always know before you go. World scenarios, critical thinking, and problem solving. So these are things that you certainly should be mindful of when you're traveling, right? Planning your trip, handling traveling disruptions. Anybody know the issues that are going on right now in Newark, New Jersey? In EWR Airport, right? With United Airlines. There's a big uproar about all the flight disruptions and delays and cancellations due to people walking off the job. And right, it's all about that experience, right? So just be mindful of handling those disruptions when we travel to Costa Rica in the coming months. And for those of you who may not be able to travel with us this time, but you are certainly welcome to travel with us on the next excursion, the next internship. Once sore, always soar. So just remembering those things, navigating unfamiliar environments. I told you that earlier. Being, know where you're going before you go. Have all your facts. Make sure you have everything, your translator and your phone. Everything together before you go. Know the language barriers. Budget your money. Okay. Ensure safety and security. I'm big on that. I'm in the military. That we talk about that. You know, to death actually. So it really is something that is very important to make sure that you are in a safe and secure environment, and that you're around people that and or trust, or just in an area that you can and trust. And then cultural understanding. All right, are there any questions? So this is our class proprietary statement. Many of you have probably seen it. That is all, ladies and gentlemen. So what'd you think? How was it? Are you good? You ready to travel now? Ready to see the world? Yes? Awesome. I'm very excited. And I'm so excited for those of you who all participated and going on this trip with us, because it's necessary for you to know this information. And for those of you who will be with us in the future, necessary for you to know this information. Nana, looking forward to you traveling with us next time. Malia, you know, Elenia, I hope I'm saying that right. Hannah, you joined us recently, and we're excited to have you. And we're hopefully we'll get to see you. You're in Roselle, I'm told. So hopefully you'll be at our next event. And it's a shameless plug, but we have an event coming up, everyone, ladies and gentlemen. This is all a part of that hospitality, that custom, that experience. We are having an event where we are going to be supporting our organization S.O.A.R and the fundraising efforts that we are doing to raise money for this internship that we're going on in less than 2 months. Yes, it is really happening. So that is June the 14th. We will have a fashion/talent show at the Anthony Amafi Community Center. For those all local students who are available, we are asking everyone to participate, to come out and even support. So Hannah, you're right in the area. I would love to have you come and support. You could talk to Miss Tiana offline. And likewise, Michael, we certainly want to see you in the room. You're a part of this. Liv, likewise, Nicole, I heard you're coming. I'm excited. I know we have some out of state students here, and so you can always join from afar, and we can always send you the videos, and you can always send the shout outs. We'll be live. We'll be doing some live streaming to Facebook and Instagram, so make sure you guys are following us there. I just wanted to make sure I made that known for the class for the upcoming event on the 14th of June. It's at 1 o'clock, but for those of you who are participating, we'll be there around 11 to start getting set up to modeling. You can do talent. You can support by just being a part of helping out and setting up the stage, setting up, the ambiance. There's so many ways to get involved, and we're going to have so much fun. And we want you all to participate in that. That being said, Chef, yes, Malia.
I'm sorry. Do you mind repeating the date of your event?
Yeah, that's next Saturday, June 14th at 1 p.m. Well, the event starts at 1, but we'll be in place around 11:30 so that we can set up, we can do our practice run through. If you know of anyone who's interested in modeling, showcasing their talents, let them know about this event. It's open to anyone, all students, all scholars from anywhere. Michael, Malia, Nicole, Hannah, you guys. I don't know, Hannah, do you go to school locally or?
I used to, but now I go to school in Plainfield, but I still live in Roselle though.
Okay. Okay. Oh, we taught our business and entrepreneurship program in Plainfield High School. But yeah, so certainly spread the word, let them know we're open to it, and Miss Tiana can give you some more details about that. That being said, I'm not going to take up any more time. It is now 8:15, and Chef Dre, you have the floor. Oh, hi Hannah. Yes, you have your hand up.
So before I go, I got the link for the Google Classroom, but it didn't work. So I was wondering what the class code is.
Okay, I'm gonna let Miss Dr. Kennedy, Miss Chastity, uh, chime in on that one. I know I got it and it worked for me, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, and I just closed out my page that has the code to it, so I'll have it emailed. What I'm dropping in the chat right now is that evaluation for tonight's class. And that was something I was going to address. I was going to ask everyone to please use the link to join the Google Classroom. If you are having any issues, Hannah, like you're saying, I'll try to send another link with the code as well. So you can try both ways to join the classroom. So before you log off tonight, though, if you guys can complete this evaluation survey that's here in the chat. Once you get access to the Google Classroom, there you'll find more information about tonight's class, as well as the assessment that's there. We're asking everyone to complete the assessment for this class and the class that you had on Tuesday, if you haven't already. For those who weren't in attendance for Tuesday's class, information for that class is there. We're asking for you to please catch up. There is a homework assignment for Tuesday's class. So get to the Google Classroom. The information that you need is there. If you have any issues, feel free to reach out to us so we can actually be sure to help you guys connect. There's also a quick little question on there to encourage some interaction within the Google Classroom for Tuesday's class. I will post another question that I'm expecting our scholars just to answer, have a little dialogue in there in the chat on that page for our Google Classroom. So just continue to check out the Google Classroom for information, for handouts, homework assignments, evaluations, assessments, all that good stuff should be there. Are there any other questions?
Are you gonna have them do an assessment, Chastity? The
Sorry?
survey? Are you gonna have them do the survey?
The evaluations in the chat. The
Oh,
survey
okay.
went a little over, so that assessment is there in the Google Classroom. So if
Oh, gotcha.
everyone can please have that completed. Because I'm not going to hold you guys. Usually you do both before the class is over, but we did run a little over. So that's why I'm not placing the link for that assessment here. But please, when you get to the Google Classroom, it should be there under the title of tonight's class.
Yes, and please make sure you fill out these surveys for each of the classes, because it really does help us get to know better what you're looking for. I do see the Google Docs. Chastity, you're saying they're not going to do the survey tonight for the class
Survey should
survey?
be here, but not the quiz. The quiz
Oh,
should be
okay.
in the Google Classroom.
I see the Google Docs, but I don't see the class survey. Is that the survey? What
The
you just
survey
shared?
is there.
Oh,
That
okay. Okay,
document.
gotcha.
Okay, if you don't have any other questions, once you complete the survey, you are free to hop off. Just please make sure that you join the Google Classroom and you complete the assessment for tonight and Tuesday's class, okay? Before next week, Tuesday, before we see you again on Tuesday. Chef Dre, any last words?
And I know some of you joined after the first class. There's homework assignments in that first class, so please go back and watch it with Chef Robertson. It's up on YouTube, and it's also been emailed to you as well. So make sure you go watch that so you'll know what the assignment is, and you'll be able to turn that in so you can be fully caught up for all the classes coming forward. But other than that, I don't have anything else. Thank you guys so much.
All
Do they
right.
drop a D or something, or F in the chat when they're finished or done? I'm not sure.
Oh,
A, B, C. What is that? What?
yeah, usually I'm on this end and I can just
I
count
think
the.
they're following just what you said. Do they need to
Oh,
put something that so
like
yeah, A, B, C,
I know
D.
what letter to
I
put.
didn't know what
Olivia,
letter to put.
Olivia
See,
covered all
Rosie,
her
you messed them
bases.
all up. They're like, we're done.
Aye,
We're
aye,
done.
Right.
We're just
aye.
doing what we're just doing
Sounds
what
good. Drop a D
what
when
Now
you're
they're
Rosie said.
done.
finishing. They're doing all the alphabets now. All right, guys. I get it. I
I'm
get
loving this group. I'm
Okay.
telling you, I told you since the first
Right.
Funny
class. I
Sounds
said
like
I'm
too.
you were
enjoying
going
this
on
group.
here.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. Okay.
Lord.
All right. So if you guys are done, thank you so much again. I hope you guys enjoyed the class, and I hope you take this and expand on it as much as possible. Have a great night, guys.
Good
Good night,
night.
everyone.
Good night.
To the final pitch, but then there were too many people, so it was kind of tough.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
I had a mentor. He said he can help us manufacture it. He works with Molex.
Okay.
Nice.
It's loading.
Yeah.
Like, I talked to my team members. One of the person was out, like he doesn't want to do anything with it during college. And then there was another person, he's going to be senior this year. He said he's in, like, if we figure out what we can do.
Okay. Awesome.
It's loading, sorry.
Okay. Yeah. Not a problem. I don't mean to hold anyone up if you have to drop off. I wanted to. I wasn't sure if you had the actual physical product with you, but yeah, we were talking about you yesterday, and we're looking to really try to see if there's any way that we can make those connections for you guys to help you scale that business. I know Miss C's got connections. You know, Chef Dre may have some connections, trademarking and patenting. I have connections from you from when I worked at Rutgers University. I'll have to see if they're still in working that off. Okay, thanks, Chastity. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you, Dr. Kennedy.
Let me share my screen.
Okay. And Miss C just sent the link for you guys, for the patent. I think the only one who didn't see it was Chef Dre at this point, because Chastity just dropped off.
It's like not loading. I can share the slide deck
You
Yeah,
know
with you
just I was
what?
gonna
guys.
say
It's in
just
one of the Rosie. It's in one of the
So this
in
is like
the
our
class
website that
video,
we have
right?
actually created.
okay.
Yeah, I have it. This is like our entire website with our team members. So
Uh-huh.
Lucas, he's out. Me and Matt thought like we could still continue this. And that's our mentor Greg Hawes, who helped us entire year. He told us like this was it, like this was our prototype and designs we created. In December, we actually did like a mini MVP pitch just to get kind of like gist of it, and then in January we actually started developing prototype, and we have created over 10 of them. And then we also
Nice.
have like survey for feedback and stuff. Like we have
Yeah,
done a lot
it's
for
awesome.
this right so far.
Yeah, I agree though with Miss
And
C
then this
and
was
Chef
like the
Dre. Definitely
marketing.
look
I can
into the
share all
patent.
the twist and tuck slides with you guys.
Yeah, I think you did,
Like,
didn't
is
you?
there
You
email I
sent your
can?
presentation?
I have like 5 of these.
Oh, okay.
It
For
sounds about
different
right.
things like
Yeah.
marketing and stuff.
Okay.
I can
Yeah,
create like
certainly.
entire doc about it.
Okay. Well, certainly send us what, but make sure you're sending it to the info, because that's more of the business and entrepreneurship. So Mr. JR, Miss Latoya, myself, Miss C, obviously all of us, we're all business entrepreneurs, entrepreneurship and hospitality and travel, but send it to everybody so we can all have eyes on it. And then we're
Yeah.
certainly brainstorming on ways to help. And hopefully, I know you mentioned that other program, but I'm not concerned about the other program. I'm concerned about what S.O.A.R did and how we helped to develop you and your product. So, yes, we'll certainly do that, and we'll keep in contact with you on that as well. Okay.
Okay.
And you keep in
All right.
contact
Thank
with
you so
us.
much.
All right.
All right.
Have a good one.